So what I just got done describing in the MLM process was what I like to call the logical chain, and it's a good way to kind of to ascertain if you're getting bullshitted, if something has merit. And I first watched this years and years ago when the internet was taking off, and I sat in a couple sales presentations, and the presentation was unbelievable. It was a slideshow, and each step, if you think of each slide as a step, took them down this road of redemption or bullshit, whichever way you want to call it. But it was, each one was predicated on the previous step. So if you bought into step one, you were going down a path, and then the next step can build on that belief on the next slide, which is you've already accepted. And usually, what was cool, if you will, about it, it was a good product, so it wasn't like the MLM one I was telling you about, but but a lot of it was based on stuff that most people have no idea, that they don't have the education to ascertain whether it was real or not. And so nowadays more people are educated, or they can find somebody that can help back up the claims. But back then, very few people knew if it was real or not, and they had to just accept it. They wanted to believe because they wanted to get in the game. The market was hot. This was about 2004, 2005. Market was hot. Internet was hot, and they had to get in the game, so they wanted to believe, right? So, as I watched a movie last night called American Hustle, one of the con women in there said that, you got to believe. You got to leverage off of what people want to believe, and so that's what this was predicated on. And each step built on the last several steps, and I remember sitting through it thinking, I'm not sure if I'm a skeptic I believe the first step, let alone the second, third, fourth, or fifth. Now, most people don't think that way, and you can't. I mean, if you're like a centipede and worrying about it, what every leg does, then you're never going to get anywhere, and the whole economy will fall down. So we have to trust. But it's a good way to actually ascertain and protect yourself, and to think logically. One thing that you might want to do, and I mentioned it in the last video, was to look at logical fallacies. Look it up in Wikipedia. Look it up in just look it up. People talk about it, and it's in marketing. It's necessary. We all fall prey to it. As they say, we buy with emotion and justify our reasoning with logic. And so, which I actually learned from an MLM to actually kind of bring it back. But we need to understand that how to look at it logically and look at it rationally. And we get pitched stuff all the time, especially on the net. And the net is just full of bullshit. And so this model of looking at it in stair steps of a rationality chain is a way to have a better understanding, a better model to make decisions by, and realize that you may be creating an assumption that wasn't told to you. You created the assumption, and that's dangerous too. It's even more dangerous, right? Because you created that belief. They didn't. They may have seeded it, but you're the one who said it, and it became true to you. I had that happen to, on a client years and years ago. He called me upset that he didn't get something, and I said, I never said I would do that. And he said, and I said, it's not in any contract, it's not in any paperwork, but you, and I go, well, tell me where I said it. And he was really, really upset, threatening to sue me and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, buddy, I'm sorry, but I didn't mean to put that idea in your head. I mean, maybe someone else told you, but I never said I would do that. And I'm convinced that it was something else that he read and then applied it to me. Like, for instance, he may have said something, he might have read something on some Black Hat forum or something about SEO, and then just figured, well, that's what Tim does, that's what Spider Juice does, and put it all in the same box, and then somehow mistaken that it was that's what he was going to get. So just, on both sides, it's a way to kind of be careful, but again, emotions sell, and rationality is how we live with ourselves. Anyway, Tim out.